It's 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV for Monday, July 8th, 2024. I'm Derek Gilbert. If you're watching us on YouTube, our address there at 5 in 10. Thank you. Please subscribe. Click the like button, click the bell for notifications, and then stick around after the break. This will tell you how to make sure we never get canceled again. Topic number 5 today, France. What the heck just happened in France? Well, I'll tell you, the Conservative Party, headed by Marine Le Pen, got the most votes, but they got the third most seats in Parliament. How did that work out? Well, coalitions of left-wing parties got together, colluded in the runoff election Saturday, dropped about 200 candidates from different jurisdictions to make sure that the National Rally Party, Marine Le Pen's Conservative Party, would not win a majority and thus control the government. This is what they did. Now you can see the red being left wing, the blue being the right wing there. That's how it sort of breaks down. The centrist party of President Emmanuel Macron, the Ensemble Alliance, had a bit of a resurgence, cut some deals, wound up in second place in the election. The far-left coalition claiming victory, Jean-Luc Mélenchon of the New Popular Front, saying that he should be the next prime minister or perhaps even the president leading the next government in France. It's not clear that French voters want that any more than they want the National Rally Party, the Conservatives, to lead the government. The National Rally Party is characterized by the media in Europe pretty much the same way that Trump supporters are characterized over here in the U.S. Far-right, extremist, because anybody who believes in nationalism, France first, and cutting down on illegal migration and unrestricted migration, suddenly maybe you're not Hitler, but you're like Hitler adjacent, and they just cannot allow that. You can see by the breakdown here that the parliament in France is roughly broken down into thirds with, again, the National Rally Conservatives, even though they got the most votes of any single party, winding up with the third most seats in parliament because of the backroom deals cut after the first round of elections and the second round. Where this leads, nobody knows. France is kind of an uncharted territory here. What was interesting was that Saturday night, even though the far-left coalition gathered the most seats, their supporters still went out onto the streets for fiery but mostly peaceful protests. Good thing they didn't lose. Topic number 4, Joe Biden. More were stories about Joe Biden's cognitive decline in the corporate media this Monday. This is really not news, but the fact that it's making it into the press is the story. The New York Post reporting today that the president's personal doctor met with a top neurologist in Washington, D.C., Dr. Kevin Kennard. He's an expert in Parkinson's disease. What that means, we don't know. But again, the fact that the story was leaked by somebody in the White House to the corporate media is significant because they want the story out there. The pressure continues to grow on Joe Biden to step aside, drop out of the presidential race. We also learned that the president's staff gives him very explicit instructions on cards in big print, telling him how to enter and exit specific rooms, giving him pictures showing, here's the view from the podium, Mr. President, here's what it will look like when you're... Joe Biden is a veteran politician who's been shaking hands and kissing babies for more than half a century. The fact that he needs help now to enter and exit rooms, even in small private gatherings, is an indication of where his cognitive decline is. But again, this has been obvious to all of us since 2020 when they ran his campaign and didn't let him leave the basement for the most part, blaming it on the pandemic, of course, but it was because they didn't want him in front of cameras where he could make his cognitive limitations evident to everybody. The fact that the media is now pretending that this is a new thing is just as telling as what stories are getting into the press. On Sunday, by the way, House Democrats had a conference call with Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and 4 leading House Democrats, including Jerry Nadler, very prominent New York Democrat, calling for President Biden to drop out of the race. Topic number 3, the border. The United States no longer has a border, apparently. The Washington Free Beacon reporting that the Biden administration is flying people who've been previously deported back into the country. Specifically, people from Cameroon in Africa whose asylum claims were deemed invalid, flown out of the country during the Trump administration. The program, which has not been announced to the public because not good for re-election chances, this is because these Cameroonians have allegedly been mistreated by their government. 80 to 90 Cameroonians deported by Trump, now brought back into the country by Biden, and flown into various airports around the country to kind of keep this program under the radar and keep Americans from realizing that President Biden, or rather his handlers, have decided that we really shouldn't have any national borders, that anybody who wants to come in, no problem, just come on in. Meanwhile, the Biden administration working behind the scenes to turn what are supposed to be programs to monitor migrants who are awaiting deportation hearings into social services programs. This is based on an interim staff report from the House Judiciary Committee. The Young Adult Case Management Program and the Case Management Pilot Program, quote, ensure illegal aliens receive social services once they're released into the United States, end quote. The Biden administration working to transform a program under the Department of Homeland Security, Alternatives to Detention, which is intended to GPS track and monitor migrants who are not in custody but are awaiting deportation hearings, into social services system that offers cultural orientation, legal advice, mental health resources, and connecting migrants to taxpayer-funded programs like food stamps and Medicaid. I really wish we worked as hard to take care of our military veterans. Topic number 2, Israel. Israel going back to the negotiating table with Hamas to try to work out a deal to release some of the hostages, including some Americans, by the way. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reiterating the fact that he will not support any deal that restricts Israel's ability to resume fighting, to eliminate Hamas as a military threat, to end weapons smuggling from Egypt into the Gaza Strip, and maximizing the number of living hostages currently being held by Hamas. That number right now could be as many as 125, but we don't know how many are still alive at this point. In the north, Israel's Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, who you see in the photo on the screen there, toured the border with Lebanon, saying that what's happening in Gaza will not affect decisions about conflict with Hezbollah. He's warning that he will not allow Hezbollah, or Israel will not allow Hezbollah, to continually attack northern Israel. There are still some 80,000 Israelis who've been displaced from the border and are living in hotels at government expense in cities like Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. This just not sustainable. Again, as we said last week, a date for an invasion of southern Lebanon may already have been determined, coming up later this month. Coming up, when virtue signaling goes bad, yeah, it's all well and good to declare your support for the LGBTQIA plus community until you get compared to one of them. I'll explain next on 5 and 10.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to make sure you know how you can get your copy of this incredible book, Overcoming Cancer, From Despair and Desperation to Hope, Life, and a Newfound Mission, in the Lynette Hill special offer. This amazing opportunity includes the brand new book by Lynette Hill, Overcoming Cancer, From Despair and Desperation to Hope, Life, and a Newfound Mission, that details her harrowing journey from a prognosis of death to her own awe-inspiring restoration after discovering God's path for true healing, maximizing immunity, and supporting recovery. But that's not all. This unbelievable collection also includes my book, Unlocking Eden, with companion DVD that reveals the true underlying root cause behind why millions of Americans are suffering a health crisis epidemic right now completely unnecessarily. From the importance of detoxification, unburdening metabolic pathways, and maximizing methylation, the Unlocking Eden book and companion DVD collection is filled with groundbreaking information that can help you revolutionize your health and your life. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of over $65. Yours now for your donation of only $35, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. So act quickly. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity right now, but it's available only while supplies last, so don't delay. You can visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Lynette Hill special offer.
Item number one today, it's kind of as we suspect. The people who are declaring support for the transgender movement are okay with that as long as it doesn't come home and hit a little too close to home. Case in point, pop singer Pink, she's the one in red on the screen behind me there, well known in the LGBTQIA plus community as an ally, was compared in a social media post recently to transgender comedian Suzy Izzard, formerly Eddie Izzard. Eddie, back in the 90s, was just a transvestite. Now he's decided to transition all the way. And somebody posted a photo to social media wishing Pink a happy birthday, but posting a picture of Suzy Izzard. Well, Pink saw that and she was not pleased. Responded on social media by calling the post hateful, saying that she'd showed it to her 12-year-old daughter and explained to the daughter that she didn't know who the original poster was or why that person would be so hateful, and then criticizing, basically mocking the person who made the post by saying, I don't know who you are, so you're no one. So, I mean, if you're an ally, wouldn't it be a compliment to be compared to such a beautiful woman as Suzy Izzard? I think this just sort of demonstrates the fantasy that is transgenderism when you call a woman a trans woman. Not all of them respond in a positive way, even those who claim to be allies of the movement. Again, that just speaks to the false construct that is transgenderism. This week on Skywatch TV, we talk about the remarkable story of Lynette Hill, who was diagnosed with cancer and told that it was a very grim prognosis, that she's been healed. And she's done it through diet. This, of course, is something that resonates with us here at Skywatch TV because a number of us have changed the way we eat and has changed the way we feel. Joe Artis Horn in particular, and he hosts this discussion with Lynette Hill. Her book, Overcoming Cancer, the focus of the programs the next couple of weeks on Skywatch TV. This may be something that hits close to home for you, too. We all know somebody who's grappling with this disease. Take advantage of this opportunity to find out more. You can watch the program right now at skywatchtv.com. All of our video content is always there at the website. You can always catch it over the air, too. Our broadcast schedule with our partner Christian Networks is posted to skywatchtv.com/channels. You can also watch it right now at Roku or Apple TV. If you've got a set-top box, make sure you've got the Skywatch TV channel installed. Over the internet, we're at rumble.com/SkywatchTV, and the main program back on YouTube at Skywatch Television. But of course, you can guarantee we never get canceled by downloading the free Skywatch TV app to your smartphone or tablet. Brings all of our content into your device, along with other features like an audio Bible with multiple translations and much more. It's available for iOS, Android, Amazon Kindle Fire phones and tablets. It's the same company that does our Apple TV and Roku channels. They host all the content, so again, we will never get canceled. We've got links to their app stores at skywatchtv.com/app. Follow 5 and 10 on social media. We are at X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10, also on YouTube at 5in10. And thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.
Hi friends, Pastor Mike Spaulding here to announce the Go Therefore 2024 conference. We will gather Friday and Saturday, July the 26th and 27th at Harvest Revival Center in Brookville, Ohio. This year we welcome the following scholars, Bible teachers, and researchers: Derek and Sharon Gilbert, Joe Horn, L.A. Marzulli, Dr. Judd Burton, Pastor Paul Begley, Pastor Carl Gallops, Dr. Greg Reed, Tom Dunn, and Dr. Sherry Tenpenny will be doing a book signing for her new book, Walking with God. Live stream is available. Ministry tables are available for like-minded ministries. Hotel and other information is on the conference website, www.gothereforeconference.com. Gothereforeconference.com. Looking forward to seeing you.